Well, hello. Welcome to our Valentine Q&A. Today's Valentine's Day. And behind us there is a Valentine Ambry made, so I just stuck it up there. It says, I love you. So today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to do a giveaway. These are bows that I make. And so comment below if you want some bows. That rhymes. These have nylons on them for baby headband bows. And so there's 4 of them, and then I will send those to you. And they can fit any age, but they're best for those little bald babies.
Well, what if you have 50 people want one?
Oh, the one that wins.
Oh, it's a contest. You didn't,
it's a contest. We'll do a drawing for it.
Okay.
Okay. So, we'll do that. And today we're going to tell our love story. So, first we'll just kind of, we'll do it as fast as we can. And we'll just kind of start with how we met. And then we'll talk about our childbearing years. And then we'll talk about our empty nest.
I didn't bear any children.
You can't bear it, can you? I laughed at that one. Okay, we'll start with Papa O, since you're older than I am. And then we'll tell my side and then how we met. Okay, go. Oh gosh, let's not start back when you were born. That's a bit too far. Let's start when you are in Europe and you decide to come home.
I traveled around for maybe 6-7 years in Europe. I kept going back and learning languages, etc., etc. And I was, of course, in the back of my mind, I always wanted to find the girl I could spend the rest of my life with and the rest of eternity with. And Italy, 1 year, Spain, 1 year, Sweden, France, 6 months, Quebec. Anyway, the list goes on, the languages. But I was finally getting frustrated that I wanted to. My grandma took me aside and said, Joe, you need to come home, finish the university, and find a nice Mormon girl and marry her. I came home by a miracle. I got home and went to a dance and married Roseanne.
You can't just scooch past all that.
Well, do they want to hear about that?
Just if you could do it fast. Well, and you'd eat one good meal a day.
And there's no bathroom or anything.
You had bread and cheese in your drawer just to stay.
Yeah,
But you had one good meal a day, and the missionaries were taking care of your big trunk.
Oh yeah,
mission home.
The Mormon church. I went there and I said, "Can you just watch my suitcases?" I had 2 big suitcases.
Huge.
While I'm kind of wandering around, traveling around, and they promised they wouldn't.
And they invited you to a Christmas party.
They were having a Christmas party only for Americans because there were a lot of tourists that were there. And so I go to and this is probably 2 weeks before Christmas.
Okay.
I go to the party, but I saw a couple in the corner, and this has been a lot of years ago, but I swear in my memory I almost saw a light shining on them. Meaning, in my mind, they were just good people.
And so you wanted.
And I said to myself in that moment, that's what I wanted to have.
I want that. You kind of forgot about it in Europe.
And I wanted to marry married that person in a temple, Mormon temple. That very second, I said, I'm going home. The moment I got back to the hotel, home is the cheap coach. Just as I walked in, the lady was there. She says, Monsieur Gilles, j'ai un message pour toi. Says, Mr. Orgel, I've got a message for you. Berlitz. That was the company that I was waiting on my work permit.
He was waiting for the job.
That same day, she gave me the news, your work permit
came through.
Yeah. Not for 1 second did I say, oh, I'm not going to go home.
But you'd already made the decision.
In my mind, I already made the decision.
And you waited there for like, what, 6 months? Kind of traveling around?
I'll find a place and I'll put my money down on a ticket. I'll put my $40 down on a ticket instead of paying for next month's hotel room. No, and so the first place I went to, it was just a little dumpy travel agency. Probably like, why would I even want to go in
And you
that
put
place?
That money?
I went in there and I said, you have to get to New York City. I'm all booked up. We've been booked up for a long time. But I just wanted a one-way. And she says, no, we've been filled up for a week. And as I was walking out the door, she said to me, wait, attendez, monsieur, attendez. J'ai un seul billet. Says, I've got 1 ticket and it's only for one way. I've got 1 ticket left.
That's what you wanted.
And I said, that's exactly what I wanted. I dug out my $40. Then I got home and I went to the P.O. box where there's a $30 check waiting for me from my sister. I'd given her an old car, and
she made a payment on it or something.
So that made a payment.
And
so immediately I took all the things I'd accumulated over 6 to 8 months. I'd accumulated these things, bought, kind of nice fancy clothes. I was in panic mode because I just needed more money quick. So I had to go in a Subway and sell a lot of my belongings, and I got $70 more just from selling all my nice clothes that I bought and everything. Anyway, we got there, and it's Christmas Eve day when I land in New York, and I had about $50 or $60. Took part of that $70, $25 of it to get out of the city and all the tall buildings. I got out of the big cities into Pennsylvania, and the driver took me another hour farther. Saw me making the signs, and he says, "You're not going to make it home by Christmas." I was sitting at the front. He said, I said to him, "Yeah, I know." So he took me there, and make a long story short, it's getting late afternoon, and I just jumped out and started hitchhiking. And
you caught about, what, 5 rides?
Interstate 80.
And it took him about 2 weeks to get home. You landed in Salt Lake City with, what, 7 cents in your pocket?
I had 7 cents in my pocket.
And then my story, I'm probably about 17 at this time, 17 years old. And so my story, I'm just this girl on a farm, country girl on a farm, and I'm praying to meet somebody that can take me to the temple and that can be a worthy priesthood holder and stuff. And then my sister-in-law's sisters invite me. I worked with them at a sewing plant, and they invite me to a dance and up in Salt Lake, and it costs $1 to get into this church dance. So I get there, and then Joe asks me to dance, and I say yes, and that's when we first meet. That's when our eyes first met. And then we had like a 5...
I can still see what you're wearing and your long hair and everything.
Yeah, I had an outfit on that I made, and we had about a 5-month courtship.
Really quickly, I had new ideas about what to look for in a girl by now. And I looked at her nails. They weren't fingernails that took 3 hours to do.
Yeah, you can't have those on the farm.
And her hand, they weren't rough, but they were not dainty little hands. They were working girl hands.
And so we set the date for September 13th, got married
on a Friday
the 13th, and then we get married, go to California on our honeymoon to meet Joe's cousins and stuff, and went to Disneyland. And then we have, in a 10-year period, we have 6 children. We had boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. Now,
each one about 2 years apart.
About 2 years apart, yeah. So in that 10-year period, it was really hard because when I got married, I was just this shy little country girl, and Papa he was this world traveler, and he'd been around and had the education, master's degree in French, and so Papa to raise those kids, it took a lot. Papa worked one to 2 to sometimes 3 jobs, didn't you?
Yeah.
To support. I stayed home raising the kids. In a relationship, that can be kind of hard, because I'm just thrown right into motherhood, and I remember thinking, boy, I thought living on the farm was hard. The way this motherhood business is, it's tough. And I came from a big family, but I didn't realize how much work it was. 15. And I'm number 6. You just hold the baby now and then. I didn't have to do all the work. I changed diapers and stuff, but
that's all hard stuff.
Yeah, that was hard, I guess. In a family that big, the older ones take care of the younger ones. I took care of Slade. I was changing diapers, and I'm just 5 years older than him, and we didn't have the Huggies and stuff, and that's hard on a relationship. It just is. I throw myself into motherhood. Papa throws himself into his job, but what keeps you together through those childbearing years is you have common goals. You have common beliefs that you're trying to get to. Like Papa, he wasn't a drinker or a smoker or a gallivanter or a womanizer, and those are things that split marriages up. And
or drugs.
Or drugs, and I wasn't interested in anybody else. I threw myself into my kids, and you have to be careful with this. You have to make sure that you don't forget each other. That's why you need to date and have your alone time and work together on things like when Papa would come home. One thing you don't say is wait till your father gets home. You don't say that, because then that puts fear of dad. I mean, they should respect their dad and stuff, but then you don't, because it's hard for dad to get mad and have to say, you take care of it. But the dad backs you up. Like I'd have chore charts, and Joe, he'd say, your mom worked hard on this, so do your chores. And, you know, and he would always back me up on what needed to be done with the disciplining of the kids and stuff. And so
One main thing I did is when the kids got close to their teens, I did not let them say bad things to Roseanne.
When kids get about 12, especially the boys, when they get about 12 or 13 years old,
they talk back to
they
the
talk
parents.
back to the mother. They just do.
And I would stop them dead in their tracks.
That's where you need a firm hand.
I don't want you.
You don't talk to your mother that way.
Talk to her with respect. You can have big trouble with me.
And if you're a if you're a single mom, you need an uncle, a grandpa, a neighbor, somebody that you trust that can use that firm hand, because you won't make it through those teen years with those boys if you don't have somebody, because there's a lot of single moms out there. A lot of moms, you know, reasons for divorce are abuse with drugs, alcohol, adultery, and the 3 A's, adultery, abuse, and addiction. Even those could be worked through, but I look on it like very stressful when the kids are being raised, when you're rearing those kids, because you have the same ideas on disciplining and stuff, and when they become teenagers, and it's
the
rough.
Same ideas as on religion too.
And religion, it just helps so much if you have the same, if you're on the same road as religion.
Because
it's like a road.
My parents divorced because of religion.
That's why Papa wanted to make sure he married a girl of the same religion. And I look on it like it's just a big storm when there's a lot of turmoil in the house. And girls, you don't jump ship when there's a storm. You batten down the hatches, you work through it, you get through it. It is tough, but you don't jump ship, you know. And then there you're left with, if you're not getting abused and you're just not happy, or you're just think, oh, we just don't get along, or we argue all the time, it's not a good enough reason to jump ship. Too many couples are splitting up. So you just work through those hard years of raising kids, and the dad out working hard, or a lot of times the mom's out working too, and you're just barely hanging on, trying to hang on to it. And then pretty soon the kids all start growing up and going off on their own way, and marriages and colleges, or wherever it is they're deciding to go. So we're going to scooch into the empty nester stage and grandparenting stage. So we did the meeting, and we did the child rearing, not to jump ship, and then then all of a sudden the kids are gone, and for the woman, she's thrown her whole life into the kids. And the dad's,
you're around the corner. I'm right.
There we go. The dad's off. He's been working, and so pretty soon, before you know it, all the kids are gone. You go, oh, and then it's just you two again. And there's another adjustment. I look on it as construction. You notice when you're out on the road, everywhere you look, there's construction somewhere. Under construction somewhere. That's how marriages are. It's always under construction somewhere. And you're getting things fixed. You're adjusting. I'm not that little naive country gal anymore. And Papa's not that world traveler anymore. And then Papa's retired. He's not a worker anymore. But the mom still has her jobs that she's doing, and the grandkids come around now and then. And so you got to get to know each other again.
Oh, yeah, but I'm substitute teaching.
Yeah, you're substitute teaching. So he works part-time. And so you're together a lot more. I remember when my mom and dad were put together in a retirement home, they couldn't stand each other. He goes, I can't stand it. And so this is a chance for you to get back together again. It's back to you two. You two. And you have to learn how to, you're under construction again, learning how to get back to just the two of you. And how to talk to each other, like you're getting to date again. And you're both different people now than you were when you got married. But you have to remember what it was when you got married. Go back and look at your old wedding pictures. Remember what it was that attracted you two together. And enjoy each other. This is a wonderful time. A lot of couples jump ship this time. They think, we don't even know each other. And so they split up. You go, well, get to know each other. You were in love once. You say, I don't know if I love him anymore. I said, yeah, you do. You just don't know it. You just need to get back together. And remember, it's a love story that's under construction. And it's different chapters, different different things that are going on in your life, and you learn how to get along with each other. The next chapter, we haven't got to there yet, is when it's time for you to part ways, like, you know, dying and stuff. And we're not to that, and I'm not looking forward to that, but what you need to do is take care of each other.
That was me dying.
Yeah, I noticed. And when we go sing at retirement homes, there's a lot of women. There's hardly any men. But you just never know. And you just take care of each other and do the best you can. And it's still a love story. I still see those elderlies holding hands and talking sweetly to each other and being kind. And it's kind of a temptation when you get to this phase of your life to be critical. You've heard all the stories, you know everything, you know, and it's kind of like a fight of who knows what best, when, where. No, it was a Wednesday. No, it was a Tuesday. No, you know, and you start criticizing each other, and you think, do you want to be right or do you want to be married? It doesn't matter, those little details. And don't start criticizing each other and picking and nitpicking, and just still be kind and loving and under construction and stuff. So that's kind of our love story. And I'll post some pictures and stuff when we were younger and stuff. And we've been married, it'll be 45 years this September. We're almost to our 50th. So, all right, so we'll go ahead and close with a couple of quotes.
All right.
And remember, you know, little girls, they always say, and they lived happily ever after the Prince Charming comes and saves the maiden in distress. And we always have that story in our head. They lived happily ever after. You make it happen. You make your happily ever after. There's no fairy godmother that's going to twinkle some magic dust on you and make it all better. You just learn how to work together and make it happen. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, our family is the focus of our greatest work and joy in this life. So will it be throughout all eternity.
I like that. The family is one of God's greatest fortresses against the evils of our day. Help keep your family strong and close and worthy of our Father in heaven's blessings. As you do, you will receive faith and strength, which will bless your lives forever and ever. Okay, and I hope you are having a happy Valentine's Day. Oh, and I want to tell the girls out there, don't expect so much on Valentine's Day. It's just a day to express that you love someone. Like, don't expect. I remember expecting a lot one day. I remember you had a bag of potato chips for me, and you had some flowers for your mom. And I thought, oh, he's going to give me flowers and potato chips. And he gave the flowers to his mom and gave me the potato chips, and I was livid.
You said you loved potato chips.
I was so mad. I said, I cannot believe you're giving me a bag of potato chips. And I just, I thought I was.
As you were eating them really fast.
No, I wasn't eating them. And I thought Valentine's Day meant the world just bowed down to you because you had babies and everybody's to bow to you and you are the queen or whatever. And I was so mad. And all Papa O could do was, oh, you like potato chips. And he was so sad. He thought he'd given me the greatest gift. And
no, when we first got married, she just said there was never enough potato chips for all the kids.
That was a really good gift.
So I bought you a ton of potato chips the first couple of weeks. Yeah. You got sick eating them.
And what changed my mind, I called my sister Judy up. You guys know Judy. And you know how girls get to talk and complain about their husbands and blah, blah, And so I called Judy up. Guess guess what Joe gave me for Valentine's Day? She goes, what? And I go, a bag of potato chips. And she went quiet and she goes, I would love that. I go, what? And I'm waiting for her to say, oh, can you believe it? Oh, he's just so bad. And you know how women get talking. Guys don't do that. Girls do it, where they sit and nitpick. And she goes, I got nothing for Valentine's. I go, what? And she goes, I never get anything for Valentine's Day. And she says, I would just love to have a bag of potato chips. And right then, my attitude switched, just like that. I said, you know what?
You got to keep Judy around.
Yeah, we got to keep Judy around. And right then I thought, Roseanne, you are such a brat. For you to not appreciate what he gave you. He really believed that that was something I would like. And
Yeah.
who am I to expect whatever it was I was expecting, flowers or candy or whatever it is you expect. Whatever they give you, even if it's nothing, just say, great. I don't need the world to bow down for me. Guys don't do that on Father's Day. And I just remember, whatever you give me, even if you give me nothing, it doesn't matter. This is a day for love, not for presents. And people are going out of control with gifts on Valentine's Day. It's just a day to say, I love you. And then there's people, it's a depressing day for them because they don't have a partner or whatever. And it's just a day to say you love somebody, whether it's your spouse or your parents or your children or your co-workers or whatever. So there's your warning. That was my confession. And we'll always go back to the bag of potato chips. Anyway, I think I've probably told that story before. But remember to enter the contest for these bows. Let me know if you want to win a bow. There'll be 4 of them. Maybe I'll throw in a couple more. I know that rhymes. And just comment below if you want a bow. I think I said that at the beginning. And remember, a day of love is not a day of gifts. Just say, I love you, and let it be. And then if you get something else, yay. And say thank you. And thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, and welcome new subscribers. Appreciate it. And remember to look for the rose. And good night, everybody.
Good night.
And maybe tell me your love story below.
As long as it doesn't take up the whole page.
Comment. They can take the whole page if they want.